a call to unified action. It's really quite something.
It is. It's designed, it feels like, to just stop you in your tracks. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel passive at all. It
No.
feels personal, almost like a direct ping from the leadership saying, okay, pause, breathe, think about where we've been and where we're going.
And the documentation we've looked at is clear on this. This pop-up.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are cracking open an internal message that's really become much more than just a notification.
Oh, absolutely.
It's turned into this foundational declaration, a really powerful and, well, highly intentional mandate, delivered right to the heart of the entire on-passive ecosystem.
Right into the OES.
Exactly. So we're diving deep into the strategy and, I suppose, the psychology behind excerpts from Rise, Reset, Refocus, on-passive's call to action.
And what's so interesting here, and the source material highlights this straight away, is the context, how you receive this message.
Yeah, it's not buried somewhere.
Not at all. Not in some long email or a memo you might skim. No, this is critical enough, demanding enough, that it actually takes over the OES dashboard.
The on-passive ecosystem dashboard, yeah.
So you log founder and affiliate expecting, the usual updates, maybe configures, product news.
And
And instead, bam, those three words dominate your screen. It's an immediate demand for a pause, a strategic pause.
a moment of reflection.
And ultimately, a call to unification. It's really quite something.
It is. It's designed, it feels like, to just stop you in your tracks. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel passive at all.
No.
It feels personal, almost like a direct ping from the leadership saying, okay, pause, breathe, think about where we've been and where we're going.
And the documentation we've looked at is clear on this. This pop-up, it signals a moment of deep inflection. It's not just a technical update.
Far from it.
It signals a shift in operational philosophy, really.
And that strategic inflection point, well, that defines our mission for this deep dive, doesn't it?
It does. We need to unpack not just the simple meaning, but the whole strategic, emotional, and importantly, the technical significance of these three words. Rise, reset, refocus.
Powerful words.
Very. And we have to analyze this not just as, some corporate branding exercise or a catchy slogan.
No, it's deeper.
It's a critical artifact, directly inspired, the source says, by Ash Mafarah's big vision that started back in 2018. That vision for global transformation using AI.
So for you listening, whether you're a founder who's been there since the start, maybe a newer affiliate, or perhaps just someone curious about how these large digital platforms work internally.
Their culture, their drivers.
Exactly. Our goal today is pretty straightforward. We want you to walk away understanding what this pivotal dashboard message means for OnPassive's next big chapter.
And crucially, how it should inform your own involvement, your own strategy going forward.
Okay. Let's unpack the power of three. All right, let's do it. The language. Why only three words? I mean, We're drowning in information.
Constantly. Notifications, emails, white papers, endless streams of text.
And then this lands. Just 3 words, it's stark, it's brief. And the source material basically argues that's the whole point. 3 words are enough to shift a mindset.
And I think that brevity is the core of its power. It makes the message, well, almost inescapable.
You can't ignore it.
You really can't. The source documentation suggests, and it makes sense, that in a massive complex system like ONPassive, if you want a message to stick universally
Across global teams.
exactly, so that usual cognitive resistance, lengthy explanations, people analyze them, pick them apart.
But 3 words.
They demand immediate internalization. It's simple. They function as these foundational metaphors, cutting right through the technical jargon, getting straight to the strategic core.
Easy to remember, easy to share.
Instantly communicable, and they articulate an entire philosophy in like a single breath.
So these aren't just dictionary definitions, they're operational commands, metaphors laying the groundwork for what comes next.
Precisely. Foundational metaphors.
Okay, give us the breakdown. What does the source define for each word? Let's start with rise.
Right, rise. This one taps into the emotional journey. It speaks directly to courage, to endurance. It's not just about standing up.
It's standing up stronger.
Exactly. Stronger than before. Leveraging the lessons learned, overcoming maybe the external skepticism, managing any internal doubts people had along the way.
It implies moving upwards.
An upward trajectory, definitely. Both, literally for platform performance, but also figuratively. Personal growth, professional standards, it sets the bar higher.
Okay. Then we pivot to reset. That sounds more technical.
It has that feel, but it's broader. Reset signifies profound renewal. It's like hitting the clean slate button conceptually.
Letting go of the past.
Yes. Shedding past frustrations, maybe disappointments from the long build-up phase. Any periods where things felt stagnant. It's an internal cleansing, a system refresh.
But now starting from scratch.
Crucially, no. The source is clear on that. A reset means keeping the core vision, the underlying hardware, if you will.
Off software.
Optimizing the entire operating system for maximum efficiency. Getting rid of the bugs, the legacy issues.
Refocus. That feels like the execution phase. The mental shift needed after the reset.
It's the target, the end goal of the first two. Achieving crystalline. Refocus means channeling all good energy, that streamlined attention,
Towards what really matters.
towards the shared massive objective of the whole ecosystem. It's about rigorously filtering out the noise, the distractions,
And prioritizing.
prioritizing actions that drive immediate mission-critical results. So if rise is the courage and reset is the optimization.
Refocus is the precision aim.
That's a good way to put it, precision aim.
What's fascinating reading the material is how it ties this 3-word metaphor directly to the company's own story. It's not random.
Not at all. It acknowledges the journey.
The long, winding road. Years of innovation, setbacks, victories, breakthroughs. It's all baked in.
Absolutely. The message itself acts like a historical marker within the ONPassive narrative. It's a public declaration, even if internally directed.
Saying what exactly?
Essentially, the next chapter has arrived. This is the signal flare.
Okay, the prep work is done.
Pretty much. It tells founders, affiliates, everyone, everything up till now. The multi-year development, the waiting, it was all necessary groundwork. But that phase, it's over.
And the new mandate.
It's clear. It's aggressive. Rise higher in your ambition, reset any old, inefficient strategies, and refocus the collective vision onto the huge global scale the tech now supports.
Okay, let's spend some real time on each phase now. Starting with rise. There's a definite emotional weight to that word, isn't there?
There really is.
The source material makes a point of acknowledging, quite openly, the difficult journey for many founders. It doesn't gloss over the years of waiting.
It can't afford to, I think. That shared struggle is part of the glue. The journey was long. It required immense patience.
And the source mentions specifics.
Oh, yes. Moments of deep uncertainty, periods where progress felt incredibly slow, and those seasons when critics tried to tear down the dream.
Doubters questioning if it would ever launch or if the scale was even possible.
Exactly. So Rise becomes the definitive triumphant answer to all that. It's the vindication moment.
It's powerful because it asks members to actively choose persistence, right, over fear.
That theme must resonate incredibly deeply with the early adopters.
Absolutely. It's about overcoming that internal doubt, reinforcing faith, and anchoring back to Ash Mufari's original Huge vision from 2018.
A vision that required enormous belief back then.
And now, belief is being validated, they'd argue, by a fully working integrated ecosystem. The tools are live.
And the analogy the source uses here is potent. The phoenix rising from ashes.
That's not subtle.
No, it's deliberately profound. It positions the community and the company itself not just as survivors of difficulty,
But transformed by.
precisely
Yeah.
transformed because of the challenges. The ashes could represent old systems, early clunky versions, maybe old ways of thinking.
And the phoenix.
Suggests rebirth, stronger, more resilient, ready to soar, using the past struggle as fuel for the next stage, fuel for growth and massive scale.
Okay, so rise is that internal resilience, that overcoming. Let's shift phase 2. Reset. This feels like the technical and organizational engine room of the message.
It definitely connects technology and life optimization, as the source puts it.
You mentioned earlier it's more than just a rebrand. Is this a genuine technical overhaul we're talking about within the OES?
The documentation points that way. Yes. The technical reset isn't just cosmetic. It's about wiping away limitations.
Like legacy code, bottlenecks.
Things like that. Stuff that crops up when you scale rapidly. Server issues, database inefficiencies. The reset is about restoring optimal, future-proof performance.
Which is critical if you're aiming for global scale.
Absolutely crucial. Especially with massive transaction volumes, think ONET. The system has to handle it seamlessly.
So the source talks about this OES 2.0 era. What does that actually mean for a founder using it day to day?
It implies a significant leap in capability, system-wide enhancements leading to what the source calls limitless speed, efficiency, and opportunity.
So faster transactions in OWallet.
That's one example. Much better stability and capacity for OConnect webinars, handling potentially huge numbers of simultaneous users.
And faster data from tools like OTracker.
Lightning-fast analytics, yes. The reset isn't just tweaking. It sounds like rebuilding the core engine for hyperscale.
But you also mentioned the life reset. That's just as important, isn't it? It's not just about the tech.
Because a 2.0 system needs a 2.0 mindset to match. The life reset is about clearing out the mental clutter.
Distractions, frustrations.
Negativity, old habits that slow you down. Making mental space for the speed and scale of what's now possible. If the system's built for speed, you can't be the bottleneck.
Okay, let's get specific. What actions does this reset, both corporate and personal, actually imply? What should people do?
It's a three-pronged approach, really, combining function and ambition. First, reset old mindsets that limit growth.
Like thinking too locally.
Exactly. If you're still focused only on local networking, you need to reset to global market thinking. Use OSHOP's international reach, for instance.
Second prong.
Reset broken habits or inefficient systems. Maybe that means shifting team communication from messy email threads to streamlined channels like OChat or OPeer, using the integrated tools.
And the third part. You mentioned compliance earlier with OVerify. That seems critical for a global reset.
It's absolutely vital. The third part is resetting expectations and, crucially, ensuring compliance for the global stage. The improved OVerify for OKYC.
On passive, know your customer.
Right, that's not just red tape. It's an architectural pillar. Trust and scalability depend on it.
You can't have a fast global payment system like OWallet without reliable verification.
Precisely. The global reset needs a universally verified, trustworthy ecosystem. Fast, secure, legally compliant verification unlocks the speed of OES 2.0 in major markets. This reset prepares the organization to handle a massive influx of new users securely.
Okay, that sets the stage perfectly for phase 3, Refocus, because with all this complexity you've just laid out.
The massive tool suite.
OConnect, OWallet, OPeer, OShop, OVerify, OChat. The list keeps growing. It's easy to imagine founders feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Totally understandable, and that's where Refocus comes in. It's about simplifying that complexity mentally.
How so?
By looking past the individual features and seeing the collective impact of the whole machine. All those tools can create noise if you let them.
What does this source mean by noise?
Anything that pulls energy away from the main mission. Short-term complaints, endless debates about minor features, non-essential admin tasks. Refocus demands you cut through that.
Eliminate the noise.
Immediately.
And what's the unifying grand vision everyone needs to refocus on? The collective impact.
The source consistently defines it as empowering people globally, helping them live better, work smarter, earn sustainably through digital tools.
The mission statement.
Explicitly, uplifting humanity through intelligent automation. So Refocus means ensuring every single daily activity.
Every OConnect call, every OShop sale.
Every O tracker report you analyze, it all needs to align directly with that big ethical and expansionary mission.
So Refocus is about discipline, looking beyond the immediate transaction, seeing your part in the bigger picture, and channeling your energy efficiently towards that.
It's the anchor. With a platform this complex, you need constant reminders of the why. The mandate is figure out how your actions building teams with OPeer, marketing with OTrim contribute to that huge collective goal. The success of OES 2.0 really hinges on this disciplined singular focus.
Okay, this brings us to the why now, connecting these directives to the strategic timeline. This rise, reset, refocus message appearing on the dashboard now. That's not random, is it?
Oh, definitely not. It's strategically crucial timing, perfectly aligned, operating on several levels at once.
The sources point to specific drivers.
Yes, if we look at the strategic context laid out, there seem to be three main reinforcing reasons why this is the perfect moment for this message.
Okay, walk us through those drivers. Driver number one.
Technical readiness. The new OES ecosystem, after its internal architectural reset, is live and working. It's not just stable, it's delivering new powerful features.
Especially the financial tools.
Critically, yes. The high-speed capability of OWallet is essential for global payments. So technically, the platform is ready for the world stage.
Makes sense. Driver number two.
Market expansion strategy. The company is explicitly moving into a global launch phase. That means attracting huge numbers of new users, opening new markets.
Securing global partnerships.
All of that. And to manage that massive influx successfully, you need your existing member base to be unified, professional, and totally aligned on the same page.
Which brings us to driver number three, tying back to what we discussed earlier, the mindset, preparing the existing members.
Exactly. Mindset transformation is key. OnPassive seem to understand that the sheer scale of the opportunity ahead, what the source calls that massive wave of opportunities, could actually be overwhelming.
Too much, too soon.
Potentially. So they're ensuring every member, especially the long-term ones, is mentally prepared, ready to lead, ready to mentor, ready to absorb that growth without getting paralyzed or maybe complacent.
So the pop-up is essentially a digital checkpoint.
That's a great way to think about it.
Before we hit this potentially irreversible surge of global activity, everyone needs to pause, check their systems are clean, reset, their ambition is high, rise, and their goal is crystal clear, refocus.
It ensures collective preparedness. Think of it like a mandatory pre-flight briefing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't launch a major international flight without the entire crew running rigorous checks, right? Technical checks, mental checks. This message is the ultimate pre-flight checklist for the whole community.
Given how ambitious the language is in the source material, massive waves, unprecedented heights, we have to touch on the risk, don't we?
The risk of setting expectations too high.
Yeah. Does the material acknowledge the danger that if growth doesn't immediately match that kind of hype, it could lead to disappointment?
That's a fair question. The source seems to address this by framing the ambition not as hype, but as a strategic necessity. The messaging aims to combat small thinking.
So it's about mindset calibration.
Exactly. While disappointment is always a risk in a big scale-up, the strategy behind the reset, particularly, is to prepare founders for success at that massive scale. By insisting on that mindset reset, they're trying to align members' internal readiness with the external potential of a global AI ecosystem.
And they provide tools to manage expectations.
Right. The response to potential over-expectation is embedded in the tools themselves, like OConnect for communication, OTracker for data. These allow founders to track progress scientifically, hopefully mitigating purely emotional reactions to market ups and downs.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's shift to the emotional experience this creates, especially for those longtime founders, the originals.
The ones who've been waiting since the early days.
The source material describes a really profound emotional payoff for them.
You definitely see excitement for this new era, yes. But maybe even deeper than that is a sense of relief.
Relief.
Relief that the long journey, often challenging, defending against skepticism, years of development, it's finally paying off. Tangible results, operational tools.
And then that generates responsibility.
A heightened sense of it, yes. They're not just members anymore, they're the vanguard. Tasked with leading, mentoring the huge wave of new global users coming in.
Reading the excerpts, I definitely get a sense of nostalgia too. The source evokes those early days.
Late-night webinars with Ash Mufareh.
The passion, the debates about whether this global AI ecosystem could actually empower Ordinary people?
People without tech backgrounds.
Yeah.
And that shared history is precisely why the Rise, Reset, Refocus message hits so hard for them. It's not just corporate talk.
It's validation.
It's confirmation of the years they invested. It feels like Ashmufar is speaking directly, acknowledging their persistence. We did this together, faced the critics, solved the tech hurdles. Now let's step up, rise, clean up anything holding us back, reset, and aim for true greatness. Refocus.
It validates the struggle and cements their role, from early believers to active leaders in this launch phase.
Exactly.
All right, let's pivot now from the emotional side to purely practical, functional aspects. You emphasized earlier this dashboard message isn't just static, it's interactive.
That's absolutely vital to grasp. It's an active, dynamic part of the OES platform, designed to be immediately useful, not just inspiring.
So what happens when you click it?
The source documentation says when a member clicks on Rise, Reset, Refocus, it doesn't just dismiss, it takes them away from the main dashboard.
Into what they call a personal growth portal. Interesting term.
It is, and it's designed as a quick start guide for this new launch phase.
Okay, what's in this portal? What resources does it offer to turn those 3 words into actual tasks?
It seems quite practical. First, you get a short, punchy motivational video from leadership reinforcing the message, but then, crucially, it provides direct access to actionable resources.
Like what?
Things like a readiness checklist for the global launch, quick start guides for getting the most out of the OES.
Examples.
Detailed instructions for setting up OWallet for faster withdrawals, guides on using OConnect features, like maybe the real-time translation for talking to international teams.
Making it immediately useful for global collaboration.
Right. And it connects that conceptual reset directly to the technical nuts and bolts, especially the compliance aspect we discussed.
The O-Verify updates.
Precisely. Prominent links to new product updates, specifically focusing on how to use the improved O-Verify for that OKYC compliance.
So it makes the abstract command concrete.
Exactly. Reset becomes reset your verification status or ensure your team is fully compliant before the big wave hits. The portal bridges the philosophy and the necessary technical housekeeping.
Okay, let's tie these principles back to the core unpassive values. We've looked at the tech, the emotion. How do these 3 words reflect the company's established identity?
They map really well onto the core pillars Ashmufar has consistently talked about. Rise aligns perfectly with empowerment,
Giving people tools and courage.
giving them the tools, the tech, and the courage for real lasting change, moving them from just being users to being active participants, builders.
And reset, that connects to.
Innovation. Reset is the operational principle driving innovation, that commitment to constantly improving, even overhauling systems.
Staying cutting edge.
Absolutely. Being willing to ditch what's just good for what's truly great, not being afraid to optimize ruthlessly.
Which leaves refocus. That must be about purpose.
Exactly. Making sure every feature, every founder's action, every single corporate decision ladders up to that larger stated mission.
Uplifting humanity through intelligent automation.
That's the one. The source material keeps hammering this point. It's not just a tech company selling tools. It's framed as a global movement. And these 3 words, they're the streamlined marching orders for this next phase of rapid growth.
And all this preparation, this focus, it's pointing towards a huge date on the calendar. The global launch, targeted for July 24, 2025.
Right.
This Rise, Reset, Refocus message is clearly the intensive mandatory prep phase leading up to that moment.
It's the final readiness check before the floodgates really open. Founders are being actively encouraged through the portal, through other communications, to do specific, measurable things now.
Such as?
Updating and maybe even stress testing their OWallet setups, ensuring their accounts are fully verified with O-Verify, getting hands-on with the newer social tools like OPal and OChat to build those cross-border connections.
And using OConnect.
Critically, yes.
Yeah.
Actively using OConnect for large-scale events to share the platform, build community, basically rise into leadership roles, reset old pre-launch habits, and refocus entirely on growth and smooth collaboration before that official launch date hits.
What really stands out for me in the source material, though, is how it grounds all this philosophy in real-world examples, global examples.
Yes, it shows the practical wisdom. It illustrates these words aren't just for internal hype. They offer real direction for daily business everywhere.
Give us one of those examples.
Okay, there's a detailed one about a small business owner in Kenya. Historically, her market was just local, limited by infrastructure.
Right.
Now, using OShop's global logistics and payment processing, she's selling handmade cracks to customers in Europe, North America. That's a tangible example of rising above significant local limits using the OES tools.
That's powerful. How about reset in practice?
There's a case study of a digital marketer in India. His campaign underperformed badly. Instead of just quitting or wasting more money,
He applied the reset principle.
yes, he used O-Tracker analytics, dug into the data, found exactly where his lead funnel was broken. He then reset the campaign parameters, optimized the targeting based on the data, and got much better results. It shows reset as a strategic, data-driven correction.
Not just throwing things at the wall and refocus.
There's an example of a team leader in Canada. Her team was burning out, confused about priorities.
Not a problem.
Very. Applying Refocus, she cut out non-essential meetings and instead used OKIR, the structured, secure platform for targeted, high-value mentoring and training.
Channeling energy effectively.
Exactly. Refocusing on team development and efficiency, cutting the noise. The principles work universally across different business contexts.
And global community response described in the source confirms this message landed powerfully.
It sounds like it created a real buzz. WhatsApp groups apparently lit up with strategies. OConnect webinars saw record attendance, founders wanting to align. Social media filled with posts about how people were applying the 3 words personally.
A collective leveling up, as the source puts it.
It seems to signify that. A fresh, unified awakening. The digital checkpoint was passed, and the whole community started recalibrating for speed, moving from patient development to aggressive, purposeful execution. Hashtag tag outro.
So as we wrap up this really detailed deep dive, it's clear, isn't it? This rise, reset, refocus message is way more than just a notification on a screen.
Miles beyond that.
The source material definitely positions it as a pivotal moment in the company's story, a digital milestone marking that crucial shift.
Preparation to execution.
From the long build-up phase to a period defined by collective action and, as the source puts it rather boldly, global domination.
And every single time a member logs in now, sees those 3 words, they're meant to be instantly reminded of 4 core takeaways. 4 things that should define their role going forward.
Okay, what are those 4?
First, a reminder that you, founder, are part of something much bigger than just yourself. A global movement focused on digital empowerment. Second, you're affirmed that you have the power within you and now the tools to rise beyond obstacles. Whether that's internal doubt or external critics, the infrastructure is there.
Third takeaway.
That you have the flexibility personally and organizationally to reset your path, your strategy, your mindset whenever needed, using the OES 2.0 principles to ditch inefficiency.
And the fourth?
And fourth, that you absolutely must refocus relentlessly.
Yep.
Cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and channel your energy exclusively towards the core purpose, the global mission that truly matters. It's about operational clarity.
It really is an enduring, powerful call to action. And drawing on Ash Mufarih's own words, cited in the material, the ultimate reminder for everyone in the ecosystem is this.
This isn't the end.
Not by a long shot. It's only the beginning. The future, both digitally and economically, belongs to those prepared to rise, reset, and refocus.
Which leads to, perhaps, a provocative final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. If you were to apply that same strict discipline, the on-passive ethos, to your own life or work right now, what single habit would you be compelled to reset?
And what single high-value goal would you be forced to immediately refocus on?
In order to truly rise to your own next level, the tools we discussed are digital, sure, but that wisdom for success, that feels pretty universal. Back everyone to the deep Back everyone to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something quite significant, aren't we? We're looking at strategies for, well, genuine growth within the on-passive OES account.
That's right. And it's more than just, having a profile. The OES account, based on everything we've looked at, is really positioned as your gateway. It's the hub for on-passive technologies, AI tools, the company Ash Mufareh founded. Think of it as the control center.
Exactly. Not just a login page. It's meant to be potentially a path towards financial freedom. So our mission today is clear. Figure out the core strategy. We want to help you move beyond just accidental growth.
Right. Accidental growth happens, but strategic growth, that's different. It's about becoming what the sources are calling a digital leader in your field. It's intentional.
So let's define what that growth actually means for you, the listener. What does it unlock?
Well, the benefits are pretty substantial, according to the materials. We're
Yep.
having increased opportunities, obviously, for earning commissions. That's a big one. But also access to premium tools, maybe features before others get them. And crucially, building a real global network of affiliates and customers. It solidifies your standing.
Building that network, building that authority. Okay, so how do we make this happen strategically? We've broken it down into three core pillars, right? Three key areas.
Exactly. 3 quick but powerful tips, essentially, to shift from just letting things happen to making them happen. First, optimize and verify your OES account. Get the foundation solid.
Okay, pillar one, foundation.
Second, engage actively and leverage OConnect. Be visible inside the ecosystem.
Pillar two, visibility and engagement.
And third, promote strategically using OES tools. Reach outside the ecosystem effectively.
Foundation, engagement, promotion. Got it. Let's dive right into that first one, the foundation. Sounds basic, but often overlooked.
It really is. Section 1, optimize and verify. The analogy the sources uses your OES account as your digital home.
A digital home, I like that. Explain that a bit.
Think about it. Before you invite guests, especially, potentially thousands of business partners or customers, you make sure your house is in order. Be secure, look professional, and importantly for a global business, it needs to be compliant.
Right, you wouldn't invite investors over if the place was a mess and the locks were broken.
Precisely. An incomplete or unverified profile creates friction. The system, on-passive system, is designed to recognize and reward those who remove that friction.
Okay, so step one within this foundation is completing the profile, but not just filling boxes, right? Doing it with intent.
Exactly. Professional intent.
No.
This builds trust instantly. The sources highlighted a few specifics. First, the profile picture.
Ah, yes, the picture. What about it?
It needs to be professional. Clear, high resolution, not blurry, not overly casual, not some obscure graphic. Your digital face needs to project seriousness, legitimacy. A bad picture can actually turn people away.
Okay, professional photo. What else? The bio.
Yes, the bio section. Often wasted space, filled with cliches. The sources say use this to clearly state who you are and the value you bring. Are you focused on AI marketing? Helping local businesses with OSHOP?
Be specific about your niche.
Be specific. It acts like a filter, attracting the right kind of partners. And of course, keep contact details updated. This signals seriousness not just to people, but apparently to the on-passive algorithms too.
Interesting. It flags you as active and committed within the system itself. Okay. That leads naturally into step two, verification with O-Verify. On-passive calls it OKYC.
Yes, OKYC. It stands for On-Passive, Know Your Customer. It's their advanced system for safety and authenticity.
Now, I know affiliates find this step tedious. Why is it so critical, beyond just a checkbox for on-passive?
Well, it's fundamental for global business. There are layers to this. First, security. O-Verify protects you from fraud, from unauthorized access to your earnings. That's huge.
Okay, security for the user. Makes sense.
Second, and maybe most critical for active earners, compliance.
Meaning sticking to financial rules.
Exactly. International financial regulations. On-Passive operates globally. To send you commissions smoothly, whether it's dollars, euros, crypto, whatever, they must verify your identity to meet those strict global standards.
Ah, so if they can't verify you via OKYC, they literally can't send you large payments without hitting regulatory walls and delays.
Precisely. It's about ensuring frictionless payments, especially when dealing with significant amounts. Skipping or delaying this is self-sabotage.
That's a very powerful incentive. You mentioned a third benefit too, priority access.
Yes. Verified accounts are seen as trustworthy within the ecosystem, so they often get perks. early access to new features, maybe beta testing OConnect's new AI tools, special internal promotions. It's like a trust tier.
Okay, that's a real tactical edge. The sources also mentioned a pro tip for the verification process itself, something that often trips people up.
Document quality. Simple but crucial. Use clear, readable, current documents. National ID, passport, driver's license. The AI systems scanning these are sensitive.
So no blurry phone pics or expired IDs.
Absolutely not. Any ambiguity, reflection, blurriness, it stops the process. Rushing this with a bad scan is apparently the #1 cause of frustration. Take the time, get it right.
Good practical advice. Okay, step 3 then moves to the money side. Setting up the O-wallet, the financial engine. Why the urgency here?
Preparedness is key. You need to be ready to receive earnings before they start flowing. Don't wait.
So what does that involve practically?
Adding your preferred payment methods, obviously. But the absolute non-negotiable, the source's stress, is setting up two-factor authentication, 2FA.
Right, 2FA, we hear about it all the time. Why is it so vital for the O-wallet specifically?
Because your OES account, if you're successful, isn't just holding data, it's holding potentially significant income. 2FA means even if your password gets compromised somehow, criminals can't drain your funds without your physical device.
It's that extra physical layer of security.
It's the single most important step to protect the commissions you're working for. Also, you need to check the withdrawal rules and limits for your specific country now. Don't wait until July 2025 to find out there's a limit or a specific process you weren't aware of.
Understand the rules of the road beforehand. Okay, let's analyze this whole section. Why does all this optimization, verification, O-wallet setup, why does it matter so much? The so what?
It's about removing friction, both internally and for yourself. Optimization tells the on-and passive system, this user is serious, compliant, legitimate, worth prioritizing.
And it builds trust externally, too.
Absolutely. It projects professionalism to your potential team members and customers. Safety, reliability.
And there's an urgency tied to the launch date.
Definitely. The sources hammered this. Getting this foundation right now prevents critical delays later, especially with the global rollout plan for July 24th, 2025. If you're stuck on KYC issues in June 2025,
You missed the boat.
you miss that initial, potentially massive wave. This foundation maximizes the impact of the next two pillars we're about to discuss. It's a launchpad.
Okay, foundation optimized, verified, financially ready, friction removed. Now let's talk about building momentum, activating the network. Section 2.
Right. Section 2. The community engine engage actively and leverage OConnect. We shift from setup to participation. OES is built around community. You need to be visible.
So if Section 1 was getting your house ready,
Section 2 is about being the life of the party, but, a productive, value-driven party. The mistake is treating OES passively. You need to show up.
and step 1 here is using OConnect for that visibility. OnPass's video conferencing tool. But it's more than just Zoom, right? The AI integration is key.
Exactly. It's designed as a growth driver within the ecosystem. You leverage its AI capabilities. The sources suggest 3 main ways. First, host weekly webinars.
Weekly webinars on what?
On passive updates, maybe industry trends relevant to your niche. And here's the kicker. Use OConnect's AI features like real-time transcription and automated summaries.
Ah, so the AI does the note-taking and creates shareable summaries instantly.
Yes. It saves hours of work and makes your sessions incredibly professional and scalable. Imagine having a perfect transcript and summary generated automatically after every webinar.
That's a huge time saver. What's the second method?
Create targeted training sessions for your team and use OConnect's AI sentiment analysis.
Sentiment analysis. How does that work in training?
It gives you feedback, nonverbal cues on how well your team is understanding the material. Are they engaged? Confused? You can adapt your training live based on this AI feedback. It dramatically improves how well your team learns in duplicates.
Wow, okay. Real-time feedback on comprehension, that's powerful. And the third method?
Run live Q&A sessions for potential recruits, especially internationally. OConnect's real-time translation is the game changer here.
So you can speak in English and someone in, say, Japan can hear it translated live?
Or read the translated captions, yes. It breaks down language barriers instantly. Host one session, reach a global audience effectively. It overcomes a major hurdle in building an international network.
So the outcomes are clear. You build authority, attract signups by offering unique value, and build trust across borders. But this needs consistency, right? That's step 2.
The power of consistency. Exactly. Sporadic activity doesn't register effectively. The system's algorithm, like most platforms, favors consistent, reliable engagement.
So what does that look like? What frequency are we talking about?
The sources suggested a rhythm. Daily. Log in. Check official updates, not rumors. Respond to messages quickly. Slow responses signal low commitment.
Be responsive. Makes sense.
Weekly. Host at least one OConnect live session. This keeps you visible, reinforces your role as a resource. It tells the algorithm you're active and valuable.
Okay, weekly live presence.
And monthly. Share major updates, strategic direction, maybe celebrate team wins. Consistent, predictable communication keeps your account flagged as an active, positive node in the network.
It's about signaling reliability to both your team and the system. But how do you ensure you're sharing the right info, not just noise? That brings us to step 3.
Participating in O360 updates. These are the official briefings, often with Ashmafari or top leaders. Think of them as your intelligence source.
Why is attending these lives so important? Can't you just read a summary later?
You can, but you lose the edge. Attending live gives you accurate, verified news directly from the source first. This gives you a competitive advantage.
How so?
You can act faster. While others wait for secondhand info, which might be slightly off or delayed, you're already adjusting your strategy, updating your team, answering questions with confirmed facts. It positions you as the reliable source. In this game, reliability equals authority.
Getting the info first, straight from the source, makes you the go-to person. Okay, let's sum up this section. Why does all this engagement actually work?
It builds your internal reputation and visibility. The system itself promotes active users. You show up more in searches, connection suggestions. You become known as a leader, a resource.
And there are tangible benefits too.
Yes. Sources suggest active accounts might get prioritized for early commission payouts or get invites to beta test new products before the general release. Activity gets rewarded.
So visibility through consistent, valuable engagement leads to growth, which ultimately supports the financial goals. Be seen, be heard, be valuable.
Exactly. You've built trust with the foundation. Now you've built internal authority through engagement. The next step is projecting that outwards.
Right. Section 3, the external reach promote strategically using OES tools. Shifting focus now from internal activity to attracting people from the outside.
And doing it smartly, using the tools Passive provides. The goal is efficient, trackable promotion, not just randomly posting links.
Step 1 here is leveraging OTRIM, the AI-powered link shortener. Why is this better than just copying the long default OES link?
2 main reasons. Professionalism and data. First, professionalism. A short, clean OTRIM link looks way better, especially on social media. It looks trustworthy, not like spam.
Aesthetics matter, especially for first impressions online.
They really do. Compare a super long, complex os.onpassive.com userregister.rehash 123456 link to something clean like otrim.ai, join my team. Which one would you click?
The short one, definitely. Less intimidating. But you said data was the other key.
Yes, this is huge. OTRIM has built-in analytics. It doesn't just tell you how many clicks, but potentially where they came from geographically, what platform referred them, maybe even conversion behavior down the line.
So you can see if your Facebook ads are working better than your LinkedIn posts or if you're getting traction in a specific country.
Exactly. It gives you intelligence to optimize your promotional efforts and budget. If 80% of your signups via one link come from Germany on LinkedIn, you know where to focus more energy or tailor your message. It makes your marketing smart.
Trackable, professional links via OTRIM. Got it. Step 2 is about what you promote. Showcasing specific OES products. Why focus on individual products instead of just the overall OnPassive opportunity?
Because people buy solutions, not just concepts. Promoting a specific product allows you to target a specific audience with a specific problem they need solved. It's much more effective than a generic join my AI thing pitch.
Okay, give us some examples from the sources. How would you promote OShop, for instance?
You target small business owners, maybe artists or local shops struggling with high fees on other platforms. You pitch OShop as their affordable way to get a global online store. They sign up for the OShop solution and boom, they're in your network.
Targeted solution selling. What about another one, like Opal?
Opal is their messaging and collaboration tool. You target team leaders, maybe remote companies, who need secure, efficient internal communication. You highlight its features, its security. You attract professionals needing that specific solution.
Or OConnect for paid webinars.
Right. Promote OConnect to coaches, trainers, educators as a platform to host their paid sessions, leveraging the AI features we talked about. You're solving their business problem, and they join your OES network as a result. It's targeted value.
Makes sense. Solve a specific problem with a specific tool. This leads to step 3, building a duplicating referral system. This is about exponential growth, right?
Yes, the organic multiplying growth. But the key advice here is start small, And focus on quality. Don't try to mass recruit hundreds right away.
Really? Start small. That sounds counterintuitive if you want fast growth before the big 2025 launch.
It sounds counterintuitive, but think about leverage. If you recruit 100 people quickly, but don't train them well, maybe 5 stick around, and you spend all your time putting out fires, it's inefficient.
So the alternative is?
Recruit maybe 5 to 10 really committed people first. Focus intensely on training them to do exactly what you do. Optimize their profile, engage using OConnect, promote strategically with OTrim, quality over quantity initially.
And the idea is they then replicate that training with their own small team.
Precisely. If you train 5 people well, and they each train 5 people well, that's duplication, that's leveraged growth. The network expands effectively, consistently, and more passively for you over time because you've built a system, not just a list of names.
Focus on depth and quality of training, not just width of recruitment. Okay, let's analyze this promotion section. Why do random marketing efforts usually fail?
Because they lack strategy. 3 key things for strategic promotion. 1, target specific audiences. Don't spray and pray.
Know who you're talking to.
2, your message must resonate. Speak to their needs, solve their problems using an OES product, make it compelling.
Adjust the pain point.
And 3, use the right tool for the job. OTrim for clean, trackable links on social media. OConnect for demonstrating expertise through live training. Maybe highlight OVerify's security when talking to businesses concerned about compliance.
Match the tool to the goal and the audience. That alignment turns random activity into effective strategy.
Exactly. That's how you move from just being an affiliate to being seen as a digital leader and authority using the tools OnPassive provides.
Fantastic. Okay, that was a really detailed breakdown. Let's try and bring it all together now. A quick recap of the big picture.
All right. Pillar 1 was optimize and verify. Get your foundation rock solid. Complete the profile professionally. Nail the OVerify KYC process for compliance and smooth payments. Secure your O-wallet with 2FA. That's your base for trust and function.
Pillar 2, engage and leverage OConnect. Be active daily. Host valuable weekly sessions using OConnect's AI tools like transcription and translation, and stay informed via O360 updates. This builds your leadership and visibility within the ecosystem.
And Pillar 3, promote strategically using OES tools. Use OTrim for smart, trackable links. Target specific audiences by promoting specific OES product solutions like OShop or OPAL. And build sustainable growth through a small, high-quality duplicating referral system. That's your engine for external reach and passive growth.
Foundation, engagement, promotion. Optimize, engage, promote. Now let's circle back to that timeline. July 24, 2025, the planned global launch. Why is acting now so important?
Because time is leverage here. Every day you delay getting verified, or learning OConnect, or setting up OTrim links. It's a day of lost momentum. You want to have all this running smoothly before the massive global rollout.
So you're ready to capitalize immediately.
Exactly. You want to be riding that wave of opportunity, not scrambling to fix verification issues or figure out how to host a webinar when everyone else is already scaling. Preparation now equals prime position then.
Makes perfect sense. And underpinning all this strategy, there's the mission articulated by the founder, Ash Mufareh.
Right. He often says, we are here to uplift humanity. Growth isn't just about numbers, it's about impact. That adds a layer of purpose, doesn't it?
It does. It frames the whole endeavor differently. Which leads us to our final provocative thought for you, the listener.
If the goal is truly impact, and you're building this powerful, duplicating referral system we've outlined, a system designed to grow exponentially, then what's your responsibility?
Responsibility regarding what?
Regarding the quality and integrity of the information being duplicated. How do you ensure that the training cascading through your network is accurate, ethical, and genuinely focused on positive impact, not just hyper-recruitment numbers?
That's a deep question. The system replicates what you teach, so the quality control starts with you. How do you embed that principle of impact over numbers into the very fabric of your team's training, right from day one?
Something to really think about as you implement these strategies. How will your growth truly contribute to that larger mission?
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you for that incredibly insightful deep dive.
My pleasure. Lots to consider, lots to implement.